Oh, oh, snap. We're talking about one of Marvel's favorite women characters with a solo comic. We're talking about Storm, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, what are we waiting on? Roll that intro, cuz. What's going on, Geek Corner members? This is Earth Smack the Mad Scientist, and this is Comic Book Declassified. Welcome back to the Orange Phoenix channel, where we talk about all things of geek culture, whether it's comics, manga, anime, video games, pro wrestling, you name it, we nerd it. And you might want to stick around to the end of this video, because we will tell you the next comic we are going to cover. But today, we're talking about the goddess herself, Ororo Munroe, Storm, Chapter 1, Grand Opening, with writer Mireya Ayodele, artist Lucas Werneck, color artist Alex Guimarães, Cifuentes Sujo, cover artist Matthias Mahanini, letterer Travis Lanham, and variant cover artist. And trust me, men, believe you want to get some of those variant covers, because I got some myself. Now, for what I understand, this is a brand new solo deal. And by the end of this comic, man, you're going to want to get some more issues, physical copies. You already know how I'll get down. You know how I get down, because I'm going to leave some bits and pieces out of this, because I want you to go out there and get this comic yourself, whether it's physical or digital, because one of the things that we encourage on this channel is to go out there and read, expand your vocabulary. That is what we do here on the Orange Phoenix Show, whether it's you or your children, or read it with your kids. That's what we're going to do here. But now, let's jump into some Storm. Now, the first page opens up. Who is Ororo Munroe? And in this first page, you see different costumes, different outfits that Storm has worn over the years. And in this dialogue, you see that she's been first known as an exceptional pickpocket, because she was a thief back in Cairo, ladies and gentlemen. But nah, she was a goddess of harvest. She was once queen of Wakanda, the regent of Orako, an X-Man, an Avenger. Some people call her a weather witch, and of all places she's living in ATL, the Black Mecca. So, I mean, are you surprised Storm living in Atlanta? I'm not surprised she's living in Atlanta. She's living in her own mansion. She got her own space. She's no longer part of the X-Men. Now, way back when, I did do a video on how Storm joins the Avengers because she was approached by Falcon. But hey, go ahead and click on that link, because that link is in the description below. But I digress. Let's get back into it. Her name is Storm. Now, if there is a final issue, obviously I'm thinking Grand Closing will be the title of the final issue. But I mean, just because of the first issue saying Grand Opening. But if you look on this next page here, her house is immaculate. We're talking animals, giraffes, hippopotamuses. We talking murder horses in the water. Like, you know how badass you gotta be to have hippos in your house? Giraffes is cool, but hippos will kill you at first glance. But either way, Storm is out here living her best life. And it says here that since the fall of Mutant Nation of Krakoa, an instance of mutant acceptance has never been that high, owing largely to the heroic actions of Storm in Oklahoma City. It is not a stretch of the imagination to assume that Ororo Munroe will strike while the iron is hot. And you see her getting dressed, and you see her opening these double doors. And when she opened these double doors, it is the press. She is actually addressing the press. She is widely known in the world, and she's living her best life. And I really do love that for Storm. I mean, the amount of things that Storm has been through, being part of the X-Men, being T'Challa's wife. She's being an Omega level type of mutant. Like, it is rightfully deserved for her to live her best life, man, because everybody turns to Storm. Like, Storm is one of the greatest leaders in X-Men lore. So jumping into that, you see what happens in Oklahoma City, which took place 7 days prior to her addressing the public. Her and Frenzy are assessing damages in Oklahoma City, where there are shockwaves going through that city, and people are covered in rubble and debris, and obviously Storm is doing her thing. She's out here dismantling these shockwaves as her and Frenzy are saving every single life. Now, one of the things that actually stands out, because even though Storm is not part of the X-Men, she still teaches. Frenzy lifts up some debris and she says, "Can you walk, or do you need my help getting up?" And the person says, "I'm sorry, please don't hurt us." And she sees a Orchis shirt, and Storm immediately says, "Snap out of it. We save everyone." And they proceed to do so. But it seems like everybody that's saved, these shockwaves don't stop. It keeps on coming. It keeps on going. And Storm does her best, and then this random piece of wood stabs her in the shoulder. I'm like, oh, no. We can't have this situation here. Like, we can't have Storm going down. She don't go down like that. A piece of wood? Really? But that doesn't start Storm, because she still proceeds with her mission. And she goes to find out what is the purpose and origin of these shockwaves. And as in one of the samples, it says, "Saplings forced to let go of their grip of Mother Earth. Aquatic life floats lifeless from radiation exposure. Innocent creatures turned inside out under the sudden rise of the air pressure around them. The fury of the goddess is icy, freezing retribution. She despises everything this fallen monument to the human comfort has caused the ecosystem." And she goes to find out later that it's actually a boy in the middle of all this, and he's the one causing these shockwaves. And the boy is literally asking her to kill him. And she goes on to say, "For many mutants, however, it's a day of true dread. Unable to control the birth of new abilities, manslaughter is not as rare as you would expect. For this new mutant on this day, Storm had nothing but bitter empathy." And she says, "Enough lives have been lost today." And she calms him down. And now the news reports goes on to talk about the situation. And then you go with Tony Stark. And Tony Stark ran the numbers. He was like, "Listen, this is, this kid wasn't brainwashed. This is not what's happening. This is not the news that you want to hear. But that kid is responsible for these deaths." Now, she says, "I know, Tony. I just wanted somebody else to run the numbers to tell me that I was wrong. That mutant child will be hated if people find out what really happened. They'll be seen as a terrorist. The hatred and the fear will spread to every innocent mutant in the nation. It'll make things so much worse." So Tony says, "So Ororo, you have to make a call. Stay silent and let the mutant have this win, or tell the truth to defend the honor of the deceased." And that's a hard place to be, because she's a mutant herself. She understands the ramifications of discovering your mutant abilities at a certain age, because when you discover it, you tend to not control it, and things may happen. People may get seriously hurt in the process of the birth of your abilities. So again, she has a choice to make in this, guys. But I'm gonna tell you, in this press conference, I really do love this outfit. I love the hair. I love the art in this thing, because she looks stunning, ladies and gentlemen. Stunning. But before she starts speaking, she starts coughing, and she's coughing up blood. Now, earlier in the issue, she caught radiation poisoning. And again, I'm thinking in my head, like, yo, is Storm going away? Is she dying? Like, please don't kill her off. Don't do that. Don't do that to us. And she goes on to say, "I am Storm, mistress of the elements. Long have I been a member of the brave X-Men, and I look forward to doing great things with the mighty Avengers. As much as I adore sharing the goals and values of comrades, I must take on my own goals, values, and identity. Declare them to the whole world so the innocent may rest easy and the wicked may tremble in fear. First, I would like to present to you a haven in the day of adversity, a solace during difficult times, and a refuge in the hours of need. The Storm Sanctuary, which basically is a haven for mutants, humans, sorcerers, interplanetary immigrants, superhumans, gods, and everyone who calls the planet home to look up in their moments of trouble and give a sigh of relief because Storm has made them skies their new home. Now, she says, this is the quote: "It saddens me greatly that the tragic events in Oklahoma City, Storm proceeds to tell the public the truth about what happened at the Oklahoma City power plant. A very difficult choice. And at that point in time, the crowd turns its back on her. As expected, because all this hatred that the mutants was going through this whole entire time, and the opinions of mutants starts to shift a little bit, she tells the truth to bring humans back to square one again, at least some of them. Because by the time she finished her speech, it was empty seats. It was nobody there at that point. So now, what do you do in that situation? Which that makes this comic even more intriguing. Like, how is she going to gain the trust of the human population once again? But this is where things get interesting, though. But beyond our planet, our solar system, our universe, even another watches with the unquestionable intent of the cosmos. This being says, I am eternity, the beginning with no end, and I have found you worthy. Ororo Monroe, to me, my eternal Storm. Yo! Did Storm get new abilities here? Did she get new abilities stat on the fact that she's an Omega level mutant? Did she have cosmic abilities? Man, I can't wait for Storm 2. You need to go out and read Storm number 1. I skipped several parts of this comic book on purpose. Again, like in the middle of this, like at the beginning of this episode, I said I want you guys to read, because reading is fundamental, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that is the end of our comic. Now, I know you like this video. I know you do. I know you like the energy and everything. So go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And now it's time to let you know the next comic we are going to talk about. And we're going back to the DC world, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about Absolute Batman number 1. Man, this comic is diabolical and brutal. And it's a different take, and it's a different universe. And I can't wait to jump into it with you guys. Do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. So until next time, y'all, peace.